Or I'm getting there anyway. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Can we hear me? Is always the first question to ask. Because I can also never tell when it actually connects for them. I'm like, am I talking to myself? There we go. It's on super low latency. There shouldn't be that much of a... Cat. Wow, your cat really doesn't like his litter box being moved.
Are you telling everybody that?
I mean, I kind of just did, since I'm live and everything.
Oh, okay.
We're waiting on... we're waiting on the wife to join us. She just got home from work. So, she's currently doing something, whatever it is she's doing.
I mean, I just want to clean the warehouse dust off of me.
Well, yeah. I have... Woo! What'd I do? What did I fucking do?
Oh no, what did you do?
Did I do anything? It doesn't look like I did anything. But who can be sure?
I love that you have no clue.
Oh, Janae's helping me out. Not on this side? Cool. Oh, good. I hit the keyboard and things happened and I panicked. So for the people who are... I hear you laughing.
Not very good in a panic, huh?
Ma'am?
In a crisis?
Ma'am? So for the people who are like super early and who are here right off the bat, I got, in addition to, you know, we're all familiar with Harmony, I have recently acquired a couple of other kind of like mascots. Yes? I've gotten a couple more mascots. So for the people who are here right off the bat, which mascot do we want for this stream? I don't have names for them yet. So literally just referring to them as Fox and the Raccoon is fine. But then there's Harmony. Like, who are we? I see a vote for the fox. I know, it does look like a cat, doesn't it? It very much looks like an orange cat, but it's meant to be a fox. Petra votes for all of them. I've got 4 for the fox. Seems to be winning. No idea. No idea what I would name him, though. Like, I've got like 3 people for just all of them. I don't know where I would put all of them.
Line them up on the table.
Oh, no, wait, well, I also don't know what you're going to be. You're going to be blocking most of everything. We'll figure out the setup when she gets here. But let me see.
Another minute.
Oh, if only they were puppets. I'm seeing the fox by a very slim majority. So we'll figure out how that works once the wife is actually sitting here. See, yeah, I do need some kind of Velcro something, because just on the shoulder would be fantastic. But that's not gonna last very long. And like, I would love to put him back on the ottoman or the couch, but again, she's gonna be blocking. We'll get it figured out. Tamaris could have one on her head. She's very well balanced. You just have one on your head the whole time?
I mean,
Mine would fall off.
yeah, because you gestures.
Yeah. You would be able to have it, though. Oh, also, they're kind of out of frame. They're like half out of frame up here. I'm too tall.
Don't you be careful.
back of the chair is a good idea, but then if it falls, we're in real trouble. The hood is a good idea. The wife may have to do that though.
You're extremely funny. Why can't I find your stream on here?
It's unlisted. You need the link. It's a patrons only stream. It can't be public.
Oh. How many people?
15 right now.
Hey, that's cool. Alright, I'm coming.
I know, so far, like, the hoodie's the best. The hoodie's the best idea. Hey, it somewhere. You know what? The wife's kind of a genius about that kind of thing. I'm sure she'll figure it out. Me, I'm a dumbass. Oh, by the way, speaking of new things, I totally forgot to do this. You guys are getting a very early sneak peek at a brand new co-host. I got a new co-host. I actually got 2 new co-hosts, but you meet the other one in a couple of weeks. This is a brand new co-host. His name is Wei Ying.
I'm gonna just stuff my face real quick.
Oh, yeah, no. Do that.
Put
Oh,
these on
that's
the-
what you're doing.
Put those on the chair. Yeah.
Is that going to be comfortable?
I don't care.
Okay.
I might just use one instead of two.
Yes, isn't he glorious? He very much has a counterpart
Uh-oh.
that you meet in a couple of weeks. No, not my cat. That's not a seat for my cat.
I'm gonna let him sit with us up here.
Yeah, Rast, we still have John. John's around here somewhere. And so is Eddie. Oh, yeah, John's right there. But, yeah, we have John and Eddie and, Wei Ying. And there's Hannah, but you've only met her, like, once on a movie reaction or something like that.
Did you use Hannah for the old guard or something?
I think I used Hannah for,
I'm coming in. Possibly.
Oh, God, that one movie. That was great. With lesbians. Period film. That doesn't narrow it down these days, but...
Colette?
What?
Col-
No, not
Can you
Colette.
scoot over? Okay, that's better.
Uh...
Gonna try sitting up here and
Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Woman on Fire. Lady on Fire? Can't remember
Lady
which.
on fire?
But I had Hannah for that
I'm
one.
your height. That's amazing.
Yeah, you only needed like 2 feet of...
You're
something.
in an
Oh my God, you are at my height. This is weird.
We're never the same height,
This
obviously.
is weird. She's short.
I'm not. I am not short.
She's short.
I am like 5'6" and a half. The half is important.
Halves are important when you're short. It's like how, you know, halves are important when you're young. When you're 12 and a half,
Hi,
you know,
Petra.
11 and a half.
Hi, everybody else. Not just Petra. I love you all equally. Thank you, Rast. I am a perfectly nice height. Yes, I am. Is it filled with angst? I think
Oh,
we're talking about
the lesbian period film? Of course it is.
I think you're talking about your
It's horrifically sad. I sob all throughout the reaction. It's pretty great. Or I think it's like by the end of the reaction, I'm just sobbing. It's very good though.
I still feel like I'm off
I
on
think
the
that's the
side.
one I had Hannah, or maybe I had John.
I'm gonna.
I don't think I had Hannah for the old guard. Otherwise, I think more people would know about her.
See, the cup. I told you, I knew you were talking about the cup. Is the cup
What?
filled with angst because his name's
Oh! Here I thought we were talking about period lesbians. My bad. My bad.
I got you, Misha.
Currently water, but it's Wei Ying, so I mean.
Angsty
yes,
water?
Yes. Very angsty water.
Actually, I kind of like sitting on these things.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're comfy.
I don't even know what you're sitting on. What are you sitting on so that you can be as tall as me?
Brittany's very bad at throwing things out, and we keep boxes because we have cats and they like boxes. So, don't look at the camera.
I'm not bad at throwing things out.
You are.
We have cats.
We do. And anyway, one
And
of
I'm
the
bad at
boxes
throwing
that
things out.
her computer came in, yes, a long time ago, you know, it had the styrofoam things to keep the computer from getting all messed up. And so, you know, I cut them and then I duct taped them and I made little booster seats. And now I'm sitting on styrofoam and they're great. They're very comfy. Anyway. You asked.
I did. I was about to be like, I didn't ask. The chat asked. And I was like, why would the chat ask?
The chat did not care. But now they know.
The chat did not ask.
Angst and a dash of by pride. I like that. That was funny.
I mean, that's pretty much Wei Ying's subtitle. Okay, well, since you're here.
I am here.
Since you're here, I suppose we should actually, like, formally start the stream or whatever. So. We love you, Rast, by the way.
I mean, right? Drunk cleaning spray. That's good. I mean,
That is good.
I just throw it out and then she thanks me because she couldn't do it. And
yeah.
That's how that goes. It's very simple, really.
That's pretty much how that goes.
That, of course, means that I also haven't thrown out the box, so I can't really talk.
Well, anyway. Yeah. But anyway, yes. Hi. This is a lovely patrons only stream, and the topic is something that you guys voted on earlier, I think a week or so ago. What the heck? Are the cats fighting? The cats are fighting.
The cats are play fighting. Sorry.
The cats are fighting.
Do you want me to break it up?
I feel like no, because
okay.
Then you have to climb out and then you have to climb back in. This is the right amount of chaos for the start of this live stream.
Tilly, it just started. You're good. Don't worry
It's fine. No, yeah, you're completely on time,
You're
Tilly.
fine.
So yeah, you guys voted. I gave you a few options, and it was a 3-way tie there for a while, and then this whole idea kind of pulled ahead as more votes came through. And it's basically just the wife and I are going to sit down and regale you with the story of how we met, how we, dated, how we, got engaged, how we got married, all that kind of thing. And then afterwards, after we have story time, basically, we'll take some questions if you guys have any. And
throughout, maybe like after the first big info dump a little.
No, like I'm telling you, if we stop for questions along the way, we are not going to get to the end of the story.
Okay, fine. We'll do the whole story.
Yeah, we got to go. We got to just go because it's already going to take us. It's already going to take us so long. So it's it's just a very chill story time with what I think is a interesting story. The people who we have told our story to, seem to find it interesting. So I thought this would make a good stream. They seem to be like fascinated by it, enraptured at times, actually.
Wow, I think she's overselling it.
No,
that's okay.
You have told me. Mm-hmm. You have told me about telling the story to like coworkers who you really got along with and stuff like that, and they've just been like caught up in the whole thing. I remember when you told the whole thing to a really good friend of hers named Donna, and she was just.
Oh, was it Donna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wasn't even one of them, so it's a pretty good story.
Donna's cool. I like Donna. Okay, so who's starting? You want to start? Wait, I should start because I started it.
Well, I mean, no, technically I started it.
No.
Yes.
I made contact first.
Ma'am. I mean, you made contact first, but I'm the one who was out there to be made contact with.
Fine. Start with your part, and then I will jump in.
Okay, so in late 2009 was when Star Trek hit me for the first time. And I had started a huge meta project about the original series and about all the Kirk Spock stuff that goes on in the original series. And I had planned for eventually the movies, but that didn't happen. And so I was writing it, I was posting it on fanfiction.net. Yes.
Yes.
And it was crazy. It was not cut and dry meta. It was all over the place. I was cracking jokes. It was not unlike a reaction. It was kind of like a reaction on paper.
It was amazing.
Yeah. And out of the blue, because people were reading it and liking it and stuff, and it was really nice. And then out of the blue, she emailed me or commented or sent me a private message.
So I commented first on the chapters throughout and stuff. And then I did send a private message because I was making graphics and icons and things like that for Live Journal and stuff like that. And so some of her lines in there were just like perfect for icons and graphics. They're hilarious and amazing. So I sent her an email or a message, a comment, asking if I could use some lines and I'll just credit, because I don't know if y'all were on LiveJournal, but you could credit in the icons, like who made what and all that kind of stuff. So I would do the graphics and the art, and I would comment. I would credit for her lines.
And you made a good few, because I remember when I
made quite a few.
When I said yeah, I was like, also, you know, link me when you're done so I could see them.
Yes, so I linked her to my LJ. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we were emailing for a while.
Yes, Jazz. LJ icons.
Yeah, LJ
we
icons.
did. We emailed for a while, but but then we both ended up on LiveJournal doing a bunch of Star Trek stuff, and we did the Ship Wars.
Yeah. There was 1 year.
I was gonna say that had to be late 2009, early 2010. It wasn't that long after we met.
Yeah, that's true. It's like by that time it was probably early 2010, where there was this thing that was hosted by some people on LiveJournal called Ship Wars, and the person who was originally going to be the captain of Spurk fell through and recommended me from the commentary
because
and
of
stuff.
the commentary,
because of the meta that I was writing, and so I became the captain, and then of course I could name a first officer, and I was like, well, I'll name her as the first officer, and that was when we kind of like worked together on that, really. And then at some point it advanced to instant messaging.
Well, also on LJ there was a lot of
flirting. We were very publicly flirting, and it was kind of like half joking. It was a couple of people like wrote fan fiction about us.
Oh my god, and they drew fan art.
And there was fan art.
So funny.
There was fan art. Man, I wish I could.
Yeah.
I wish I could go back and find that.
I probably still have
that fan. If you could find it, that would be hilarious.
There was a little role play in there, Misha. So
and
but
then
that's where but then we just started emailing, because we're like, why are we still communicating through like a third party?
Yeah.
Like LiveJournal or FFN. We could just email each other. So we did. And that was fun. And
I was living in Texas at the time. I was living in Dallas, which is where I was born and raised. And Tamaris was here. She was
I have always lived
She
here.
was in North Carolina, because she was born and raised in North Carolina. I don't think technically born, but she was, essentially born and raised here.
Technically born in Kentucky.
And so we were going back and forth, and eventually we graduated to like Skype or something like that.
We
to be more of an instant messenger
graduated
thing.
to Skype, yes.
And so we had been chatting for a good long while, and right around the time that I went through, I think it was like it wasn't the summer, so it was like late 2010.
It was October, because I was also involved in like a Harry Potter group, and I had a couple of friends online in the Harry Potter group that were also in Texas. One of them was in Dallas, and so I already had plans to go to Texas to meet these other people.
Yeah.
And I was like, Brittany is in the same city. Yeah. I should definitely meet her.
Yeah.
So
we should actually like meet in person. And then
but you know what though?
At the same time,
I think we have our dates wrong. That had to be 2009, October of 2009, not 2010.
No, it couldn't have been, because the Star Trek reboot movie, Star Trek 2009, dropped in the middle of 2009.
So we had to meet in 2009. Yes, because sorry, spoilers.
Oh.
This is...
Wow, that must have happened a lot faster. That must have happened a lot faster than I thought.
We messed up our dates, yo.
Oops. I had like this very long period of conversation.
It wasn't long.
Okay, so at some point...
Back that up.
In 2010, like around the time that she was going to be in town...
Laugh it up.
Yes,
it's funny.
Yes. So around the time that she was going to be in town, I just so happened to be going through...
2009.
In 2009, sure.
Not 2010.
Right, okay.
We missed our year.
Late 2009.
Yeah, because she started writing the commentary in like May of 2009 when the first movie hit. So all of the summer...
But I needed time to... It had to have been June, July. Because I needed time to watch all of TOS.
I know, I'm sorry about the stage whispers.
And get obsessed. Yeah, stage whispers.
Sorry about that.
But no, so around the time that you were going to be in town to meet me for the first time.
I was actually in town to meet other people.
Yes, but I was there, right?
But then I was like, Brittany is here, so I'm going to meet her. And that was October of 2009.
Yes.
When we actually met in person for the first time.
But see,
my God.
The thing, no. Because the thing about this is that, like, literally the day... we couldn't meet until like she was on her way out of town. And the day that we met was on a Sunday.
I need more leg room.
Because, I mean, I can't scoot over any.
No, I just need this leg to go out a little. Okay, I'm good. Sorry. Leg room adjustments, guys.
So the day that we met was actually the second weekend of this thing that I had been going through called Barnabas, which was a couple of weekends of basically very intense group therapy, because I was, I was depressed and traumatized and just all kinds of not great things. And my mom had gone through Barnabas and it had seriously helped her. So I was going through this, and the second weekend is the most intense weekend. Like, by far, it's just a very deeply emotional, dig up all your shit weekend.
It's like a full-on therapy weekend.
It is,
like
yeah.
Intense therapy weekend.
Like you go and you stay at a hotel for the whole weekend, and you're, extremely intense experience. And so the only time I could meet her was when she was on her way out of town on Sunday, and I got out of that weekend at Barnabas like a couple of hours before then.
And we met at like a Chipotle.
Yeah, but I really wanted to meet her because I was like, oh, my friend Tamaris is coming in, and like I still have to meet her even though I'm just coming off of the tails of this intensely just emotional experience. And that was the context in which, we met at Chipotle.
And it was already like, I don't know, 6 or 7 at night. And I got like a 20-hour drive home.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't supposed to stay long talking.
No.
And then we just started talking.
But like the funny thing is,
so funny.
And I will literally clown myself for this for the rest of my life, is the thing you gotta know about me is that especially at the time, I was a stupidly like hopeless romantic. I very much wanted to, meet the one day and all of that jazz. And I was like 22 at the time, 23. I was
23.
I was in my early 20s when we first met, so I was still very,
You were 23.
just all full of hope. And the thing about me was that low key, just in the back of my head, whenever I met somebody new for the first time, right before I'd meet them, I would get like the crazy harebrained idea of like, oh my God, what if this is the person? Like, what if this is the person that I'm going to spend the rest of, like, what if this is them, right?
She wanted to live in a Disney movie, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And I was like, what if this is them? And like, and then, of course you meet the person and it's always like, no, or maybe you're kind of into them. So it's like maybe a possibly yes or something like that. And so, of course, I had this thought like seconds before we got out of the car in the Chipotle parking lot and met for the first time. And then, we meet and we go inside, and in my head I go, no.
Y'all wasn't expecting that one.
I go, no. Good friend though, but no.
Yeah, great friends.
Yeah, good friend, but nah. I don't think, no.
To be fair, I am not a hopeless romantic. We're just gonna go the opposite direction, because my first brush with romance was like traumatic.
Yeah, like we won't go into the details.
We're not going to go into the details of my first love when I was 19, because it was
a trip. It was a time.
So by the time I met Brittany in 2009, I was almost 29, and or I probably just turned 29. And I had been out of that relationship for a good 4 years. And so I was like recovered, but I wasn't looking for anything else. And I'm also like demisexual and, asexual spectrum. So it's not like I do not look at every new person I meet going, oh, is this going to be the one?
She does not do this.
That is not a thing that I do. So I also went into this going, oh my God, this is so cool. I'm meeting this person that I like to talk to. I'm sorry about my cat.
Interrupting cats.
Hey, baby. That I like to talk to, and we're going to talk in person and flail. And we did, and it was fantastic. And I was like, oh, this is going to be such a good friend. So we both were just in the friend area.
You did admit that while we were having dinner at Chipotle, you were checking out my ass.
No, I always look at people like, okay, again.
I feel so loved.
You are loved, baby. No, I do check people out because, I find people aesthetically pleasing, but I'm not like sexually attracted to them.
No.
So you do have a nice ass.
Ma'am.
And she did have a nice ass when we first met, as well. But it wasn't like a sexual thing from my point of view, because that's not how I think about the world. Yeah. I am asexual. So. No,
but I remember
But I definitely did check her out, though. I do. That's just a thing that I like to do.
And I remember talking for
people
like
are
for
pretty.
so long.
Like, what do you want? People are pretty.
I remember talking for so long at that Chipotle,
we
and
did.
like I rambled a lot because that's what I do.
And
just
then I had to drive
things.
20 hours, y'all.
And then you had to drive 20 hours home.
I was like dead. It was hysterical.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Petra.
And then I think after that came the period of intense flirting that I was oblivious to.
Yeah, and then we also emailed more in that period because then in early 2010, like February, March, I finally convinced her, because between October and February, I was like, I did start liking her as more than a friend, and so then I started flirting, and she was oblivious. So finally, I just had to be a Gryffindor about it, and just come out and be like, I like you.
Yeah. No, you don't.
You like
you
me?
You don't understand the level of obliviousness. Okay, I would say something like, God, I really love fedoras on people. Like fedoras fedoras are hot, right?
Yes, right.
And then she would, and then she would, like a couple of days later, send me a picture that she had gone out and taken of herself in a fedora. Granted, it was one of those modern fedoras. It wasn't a classic fedora, but she still went out.
I didn't look like it, you know.
And she still went out and, would like take pictures of fedoras and stuff and then like send them to me. And I'd be like, oh, that's a great picture.
I was sending her pictures of me in things that she liked.
I'd be like, fedoras are hot. She'd send me a picture of herself in a fedora. And I'd be like, oh, that's a great picture. You have a really good, you're really good at, you're really good at taking pictures. This is a great quality,
Oh my God, Misha, listen, that is her. I was hitting her in the face.
Right over my head.
My affection. And she was just like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so eventually I asked her.
Yeah.
And
but
it took a little while.
It did take a little while because at the time I had a lot of unresolved feelings for...
Oh, yeah. No, we are Gryffindor Slytherin, sorry.
Yeah.
No,
Gryffindor Slytherin, yeah.
It's a big thing.
Yeah. Because I had at around the time that, Tamara's told me how she felt about me, and of course I had feelings for her, but I also had unresolved feelings for a friend of mine that I had for a very long time, like all through high school and like towards the very end of middle school, all through high school, and that hadn't really been resolved for me yet. And so I was kind of like, I don't know, I'm an indecisive bitch, I don't really know. And then I had like a lightning of clarity because I was pretty much, going after this chick who was not like, it was very much like the end of my best friend's wedding. Like, I was chasing her, she was not chasing me.
No.
And then like, meanwhile, I had this person over here who I was also, really into, who wanted to be with me. So it's like, I felt very stupid. And then we started dating.
So then we dated for almost all of 2010. Yeah. And I did manage to go back to Dallas again once to see her while we were actually dating.
I went to go see you once.
No, not during, no.
You came to me twice, right? No. Yeah, no, that was later. Okay.
Yeah, that was later.
Yeah.
So
you came back. You drove back to see me a couple of times over that year.
In that year.
And like that year, how would you? Because I know how I would. How would you characterize that first year of us dating? You can go ahead and be honest. It's fine. I know I was trash. I was a trash boyfriend.
She wasn't completely trash.
I was somewhat trash.
The thing, do you want me to talk about the unmedicatedness now or later?
No. Yeah, you can go ahead and talk about it now.
The thing that you have to understand is that the first year that we dated in 2010 is that Brittany was unmedicated for any of her various issues. So it was difficult. And it was also a 1,000-mile long-distance relationship, which is also difficult.
Yeah.
I was very much in love, so I didn't have a problem with it.
And see, and like I was
very much scared of being in love.
I was falling in love with her, but I was like so like the thing about unmedicated depression is that you can't really sense anything else. Like I didn't know, like it's almost like, you're in an ocean and the water is the depression. And so it masks everything else. You can't see everything else. I couldn't see my anxiety because I was so depressed. I couldn't see my extreme symptoms of ADD because I was so depressed. And I couldn't really see or connect with how I was feeling about her because I was so depressed. Plus, I was currently in that state, I was in the very early stages of healing from a traumatic childhood. And so it's like I wanted so desperately this type of love, but I also had a whole bunch of other things tangled up that made me like really resistant
There was a lot going on, y'all.
There was a lot going on in here.
There was a lot going on.
And so I was just, I don't think I really treated you the way like a girlfriend needed to be treated. I think I was kind of like distant and dismissive at times.
I don't think she was as bad as she thinks
really?
She was. I really don't think you were that bad. I really don't.
Well, that's good to hear.
I don't think, because you've got to think about it this way. If you were that bad, I wouldn't have fallen in love with you as much, because I don't put up with bullshit, y'all.
That's true.
Someone treats me like shit, I'm out.
That's true. And I also feel like
it wasn't as bad as she thinks it was.
But like you also had, I feel like you also had a couple of things that you hadn't quite worked through yet.
Okay, so to give y'all the teal deer.
The TLDR. I was like, what?
Teal deer, because it's like a teal deer.
Never heard that before.
Anyway.
Never heard that before. Anyway.
The too long didn't read version of my background
stuff.
Very quickly, speed run style. So keep up.
Here we go.
Keep up. Here
All
we
right, go.
Born and raised in the South, conservative Christian home, no exposure to anything. Very sheltered early childhood. Didn't watch anything past PG-13 until I was 13, because my mom was for real about that. And then when I was a teenager, like 15, 16, and everybody was losing their minds about boys and girls and hormones, and I'm just over here like, what are y'all talking about? And like, I didn't have a clue, and I didn't know it was because I was asexual. What I thought was that I was just really good at resisting temptation. Y'all can go ahead and laugh, because that's funny. And I wasn't good at resisting temptation, because when I finally fell in love at 19 with an older woman, that was a problem.
That was a shock to the system, I imagine.
And if anybody knows anything about tarot, and you know about the Tower card, where your entire world literally gets like ripped away from you.
Your entire perception of yourself just comes crumbling down.
Your perception of yourself comes crumbling down. Yeah. Oh boy. So I was in this kind of torrid love affair for like a few years. And anyway, even after it ended, we're talking, the gay denial Christian struggle for years.
Yeah. And you were still,
I came out of it before we really met. I was coming out of it by 2009. Like, I literally met you when I was coming out of it.
And you were still, you were on, but you were still
I was not out of the closet.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Not to anyone.
Not at all.
Well, I think I had finally told my girls.
Right.
By the time I met you.
You had told your best friends.
I have my 3 best friends, and so I think I had told them. But they were it. They were it. And so... I was still dealing with a decade of that. Yeah. Because it took a decade for me to even get remotely okay.
Because, like, I had grown up,
with this.
In Texas, in a home with a very Christian mother, and yet I had somehow bypassed all of the queer shame.
Hers
I don't know how that happened.
As enforced, though. Like, you didn't go to church 4 times a week, hours a week.
No.
I was in church almost every day of the week, y'all.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this against church, because I'll be honest. Probably 80% of my church raising was beneficial to me, and I appreciate it. However, that 20% did a number on me. So, we worried about that 20%. I told you, my cat.
Yep. No. I'm aware.
Okay.
I actually don't. Anyway. So she... Yeah.
So I would
she still had some stuff that she was coming out of. And stuff like that. And, of course, I had my whole mess up here. But like the whole mess up here for me after like 10 months of being together?
Yeah, we were together for 10 months.
Yeah,
so...
we were together for 10 months, and then I finally shorted out.
Basically, I don't know if she remembers the timing of this, but my second visit during that year was in like the end of October.
Yeah.
And then my birthday is in the beginning of November. And then like a week after my birthday, she dumps me.
Yeah.
And then... like 2 weeks later, right after Thanksgiving, my mom and I get evicted from my apartment. It was it was a really bad end of 2010 for me. Like the last 3 months of 2010 were really harsh.
Yeah.
So yeah, she broke up with me. Oh, I don't know if I should tell how or why you broke up with me.
Well, I mean, it was just shitty.
basically,
you're gonna say the big line.
I'm gonna say the thing. If it's okay with you.
Yeah, no. I am nothing if not transparent. You can go ahead and say it, especially since I feel like I eventually made up for it.
Especially since there's a happy ending.
Yeah.
Because it's a good love story. There's always some angst and heartbreak in the middle, and then you get your happy ending. And so, sure. We had this game that we liked to play because we were 1,000 miles away, so you have to keep things interesting.
Oh no, you're gonna tell them like the whole thing? Okay.
Is that okay?
All right. No, yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no.
Okay, she said it's okay.
I thought you were just gonna say the line.
Y'all are my witnesses.
I thought you were just gonna say the line
she said it's okay.
that I said as I was, breaking up with you.
We played this game that we called Hypothetical, and it was like...
It was called Truth or Truth, fool.
No, we played 2 games. One was the Hypothetical, one was Truth or Truth. This one was the
I don't remember this hypothetical game.
Anyway, the hypothetical game was basically you would say something like, hypothetically, if I said this or I did this, what would you say? And the trick to the game was that we knew that it wasn't hypothetical. That was the whole point.
Okay, it's starting to sound vaguely familiar now.
It should, because you broke my heart over it.
Ma'am.
So then...
It should, because you devastated me!
Don't stress. Happy ending. Don't stress.
I did.
So, you did devastate me.
I told you guys this was a good story. I wasn't kidding. Anyway, continue.
So then, after we had this wonderful weekend where I was in Dallas, and then I came home, and there was like another week, and I had my birthday and everything, we were texting or Skyping, and I said, hypothetically, if I told you I loved you or I was in love with you, what would you say? And like, nothing. For like minutes.
Because I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, because she knew it wasn't hypothetical.
Yeah, and I obviously didn't want to lie to her. It's like, and I knew that I was gonna have to leave her at some, and I was like, oh well, I can't just, because I'm not gonna be that shitty. Yeah. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I love you, and then no, I'm not gonna lie to her about that.
She did not lie.
No.
And so instead, though, she comes back with, I'm so sorry, but I don't think that I will ever feel about you the way that you feel about me. And even though I have long since forgiven her, obviously, it still hurts.
I still kick myself about that.
She kicks herself for that one.
I do.
Also, like, I would love to say that one day, maybe 50 years in the future, I won't remember those exact words. But
I mean,
they hurt, y'all.
Those are pretty iconic.
I left my bed. I don't know if I told you this. I left my bedroom.
No, you did. You told me this.
My mom. I was living with my mom, y'all, at the time, and she was in the living room, and I left my bedroom, and I just like collapsed onto her lap, sobbing, and she had no idea why, because she didn't know I was dating a woman.
Yeah.
So that was a mess, and then the whole eviction.
Not my brightest moment, y'all.
It was a rough end of 2010 for me.
That's not the proudest I've ever been in hindsight.
But if you fast forward, she wanted to stay friends, and I was like, I'm gonna try. I'm not good at this.
It was obviously a few months later.
Yeah. No, we took a few months because I couldn't talk to her. So
and then,
we took a few months. But then in 2011,
we started talking again.
May.
March,
April, May. We started talking.
We started talking again as friends and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, I really do look at this next bit as, this is very much karma.
Wait, you got medicated.
It was
got on
shitty.
Medication.
I did get medicated, but before I got medicated, I went out with a guy who turned out to be an asshole.
Oh, yeah.
I dated a guy for a couple of months.
Oh, he's not.
Who then, like, after a couple of months, breaks up with me via text and sends me a text that's basically amounts to, I've been trying really hard for the past couple of months to be sexually attracted to you, but you're too overweight.
That guy deserves to die. I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
That guy's, that was, yeah.
That's rude, man.
Yeah. So.
That probably hurt almost as much as
I mean, it was because I mean, it's not like we had been only been dating for like a couple of months, because it's not like, so it's not like I was in love with him or anything.
No.
But I mean, it was still a real rug pull of, I'm sorry, we've been dating.
And you've been pretending.
And you've been trying really hard to find some way to be attracted to me. And then a couple of weeks later, he asked if we could still be friends.
That's a big no. Like, that's a no from me, dog. No. That's crazy.
So I got punched in the face, which I always take as partially just karma because of the way that I had to, leave her. But then partially it just sucks.
I like the way y'all think in the chat.
Partially it just fucking sucks.
Yeah. So then we did stay friends. That's actually when you came to visit me here when we weren't dating. She came.
Right.
It was like June or July, around her birthday, maybe June. Somewhere.
Yeah. I did go and visit you when we were friends.
And so we were friends, and then we stayed friends, and then in like November.
No. I get to tell this part.
Okay.
I get to tell this part.
Okay, but I get to. Let me just tell about the whole burlesque show thing.
What burlesque show thing?
That's where I met her.
No. I mean, yes, you will get to tell that part, but just let
There's
me.
something before that?
Well.
What's before that? Your epiphany?
Well, no. Okay, I didn't realize what was. Okay, no. You can tell that, but then I have just a little asterisk to add to that because you're right. That did come first.
Yeah. Okay. So then in November, my birthday's on the 5th, and then my brother and his wife, they run a local burlesque show. Very cool. And I don't go very often, but they were having a show like basically on my birthday. I think it was the next day or something on the 6th. So I was like, yeah, I'll go. That'll be my birthday present. My brother's going to let me in for free. So, cool. So I went to the burlesque show, and there was a very attractive woman there. No, she
fine.
was. I'm sorry.
I'm fine.
And, she was looking at me, I was looking at her, and I was like, cool. So we conversated a little bit.
And you were like texting me at the time.
I was texting Brittany because we're friends.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, you were texting me at the time.
It had been a year since she dumped me.
Yeah.
We're friends.
No, yeah, we were friends.
I was texting her about this really cute girl that I saw on the burlesque show.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, I'm going to go talk to her.
Yeah.
And, not realizing that face was happening.
Well, no, I didn't even know. See, this is the asterisk. I did not know at the time that what I was experiencing was jealousy. That realization comes in a second.
How oblivious she is to her
I didn't know.
emotions.
I was like, ooh, it bothered me. Didn't know why, though.
Her own emotions.
Actually, no, wait. No. Hang on. Retcon. I did realize it was jealousy. I just had no idea why I was feeling jealousy. I had no idea why I was jealous. I was like, she's telling me about this. I was like, why am I jealous right now?
We're just friends.
It's fine.
I'm fine.
It's whatever. It's fine. Why am I jealous? This is so weird.
Anyway, long story short about that part, nothing happened because once I got talking to her, at this point, I'm like 31 and she's like 21. And I was like, okay, you're cute. And I know 21 is like all good, but I mean, I can't. That was just too much for me at that moment. Now, if 10 years is no big deal. I do not mind being 10 years older than someone or 10 years younger than someone. Not a big deal. My parents were 19 years apart. I grew up thinking it was perfectly normal to have someone be 19 years older than you in a relationship.
Right?
So I didn't have a problem with that. It was mostly just the 21 thing. Like, if I was 41 and you were 31, okay, we all grown, we all adults. If anybody in the chat is 21, I'm not dissing on you. But I'm just saying I wouldn't date you.
Well, you're also 40 now.
I am also 40 now. But I definitely, I was like, I think she's a little too young for me. So that had a very short life. I think the furthest it went was Facebook friends.
Yeah.
I had her on my Facebook for a couple months.
So it's like, that happened and like, that was weird. And then it was like a few weeks or like a month later or whatever. So like
later when you called
I had been medicated for a while at this point. I had finally gotten on antidepressants consistently for the first time, and it was like literally like the ocean drained, like the fog lifted, like I could see other things so clearly now. It was the very beginning of me kind of coming back to life after a very long time of just pretty much being metaphorically dead. Honestly, that carries and that tracks. And so it was like at some point in either late November or early December, I was still in my little like studio apartment, like delivering pizzas and etc. And you had been there to see me at that apartment.
Yes.
And eventually it was like at some point I just kind of realized that I was like, I started going to bed at night thinking about her and different, discussions we had, times we had, just places we had gone, just all these different things. And I was like, after a few days, I was like, I'm like literally going to bed thinking about her and like, I'm like practically falling asleep smiling. Like pretty much. It was pretty much that hard. But I was like, but because of everything I had done to her, pretty much, I was like, I'm going to take like bare minimum of like a week. I'm not just going to call her like right now.
Listen, you know what that is? Growth.
That is some growth, right? I was like, no, I'm going to make sure that what I am feeling now that I am, you know, more or less
Feeling
absent
things.
depression, yeah, that what I'm feeling is what I'm actually feeling. And so I actually took a little bit of time to make sure, because I also knew from having known her, I was like, I wouldn't be able to try and go back to her unless it was like I
50 years.
I was not about, yeah, I was not about to just like on a whim be like, hey, do you want to date me again? Because like after the way everything had gone down, that would have just been such a massive fucking insult. So
Also,
I made sure.
Also, I don't know, because y'all don't know me that well, but I'm not a whim kind of person.
No.
I don't do things on the whim. That is not my, no.
Yeah.
So, yes, anybody approaching me for like anything romantic type, you gotta be serious.
Yeah, and also she doesn't, you know, you're not big on second chances, second of all.
I'm not.
You're not real big on second chances.
I firmly believe that actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
And when you do something, but then you come back 2 weeks later saying the opposite, I'm gonna believe your actions probably more than your words.
So in this case, it was something like the better part of a year.
It was literally a year and 2 months.
It was like a year later. And I remember, like, so I had
2 months later.
I had just gotten off of work. So I just, like, stopped delivering pizzas for the night. I was cold as hell. So I get in my car.
Timestamp for y'all, though. This is now December of 2011.
Yes.
Just so we're all on the same
on December 18th.
Timeline.
On December 18th of 2011.
Got you.
I got in my car. You know, it was probably like 10 or 11 at night. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna call Tamaris, and I'm going to like lay it all out. I'm gonna say all the stuff,
I'm gonna
ask her. I'm gonna ask her if she wants to like date me again. God knows why she would, but I'm gonna like, I'm just gonna fucking ask her. So I call her up, and we didn't usually talk on the phone because neither one of us are phone people.
We're not phone people.
It's usually a text thing. So just the fact that I was calling,
I was like, what's wrong?
Was like a what?
Yeah.
And yeah, so like she picked up, and eventually I just kind of like led up to, I was like, hey, do you want to, like basically I was like, do you want to date me again? Do you want to get back together? And she was just like, I'm sorry, what?
I did. I had a full-on moment.
I will never forget the way she said that. The level of stunnedness and surprise and like pure shock. I may as well have said, I'm an alien. Like,
I probably would have been less surprised. Because you're fucking weird, babe.
Yeah.
I would have been like, alien, that tracks.
You're like, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. But no, I was like, if you'd like to get back together. And she's like, I'm sorry, what?
I was not expecting that.
And then I explained,
at all. My goodness.
Then I explained the whole thing about how I was unmedicated with depression, but I'm medicated now. I'm in a much better place. I've been, and then I was like, I've been thinking about you and thinking about all these things, and I treated you like blah blah blah. But baby, I'll treat you so much better. I promise. I'll be so good to you. You just have no idea. Just like I'm here. I'm here now. I'm here. We are on the same wavelength now. Like I realize I'm a little late. But I'm here. I promise you. You just give me a chance. Because I had a chance, and I will show you just how different it's gonna be.
Because I had just spent the last year trying to be off of that wavelength.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the thought in my head was literally like, this woman waited until I was basically almost fully over her and ready to like move on, and then came back at me with this. I didn't know what to think, and I literally told her that I was gonna need a few days to think about it.
And I was like, absolutely, sure. I knew that I was coming into this. I was coming into this at so low. I was coming in so low. I was like, anything you want, baby. Just anything you need. You need some time to think about it. I don't expect an answer right now. No. You just said, I was just so like, please, for the love of God, date me. But you have no reason. You have no reason to date me. But please, I promise. I swear.
Yeah. So I am
not the fuck boy that I used to be.
I did need a few days because, again, I don't really do that whole second chances thing. I've had one serious relationship in my life before her. That was it. I had a couple of boyfriends in high school that literally didn't go anywhere past, a kiss.
And I had literally only had one really serious, long-lasting relationship. I had my whole first love experience.
Dated a lot more than I did, though.
But between the time that long-term first love ended and the time that I started dating Tamaris, I did have a year and a half where I went on a few dates. I went on some dates.
Yeah, and I don't date. Basically, I find someone and I go, this is my person. And then if they want me back, then we're cool. And I've done that twice. And so it's, surprisingly has worked out the second time. So that's nice. That's great. That's better than the first time. But yeah, so I did take a few days, and then I called her back just a few days later. It was like less than a week.
Yeah, and I'm over here sitting here. I'm just like a ball of. I'm just like, there's no way. I was like, there's no way. There's no way.
I did. I called her back, and I was like, okay, well, we're gonna try this again because again, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be very honest because I don't really know why I said yes.
I don't know why you did either.
I don't know. I mean, I don't.
I had given her, from with the way that I had been with her, I had given her no reason.
Wait, no. And I feel like I just said I don't do things on a whim. And then I'm going to come out here with, like, I have no good reason for why I did this. But I don't do things on a whim, but I do trust my instincts and my gut instincts because I have very strong intuition. And I'm, like, really very accurate with it. So I don't know, my gut feeling was that it was right to try and make this work again. And I don't know why, but
I was legitimately sincere about everything that I was saying and promising and explaining and all these things. I was legitimately sincere. And you are, she's a very good bullshit detector.
Ooh, I am.
She's an extremely good bullshit detector. So if I had been trying to play her in any way, not only would I have absolutely not deserved to date her again, but she would have been able to tell. She would have known.
Come here.
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ, my cat is having an existential crisis.
Yes.
I'm sorry, my cat is having a moment, and
he's very fluffy and very
Sir,
codependent.
Come here. Let me get you. Good Jesus Christ, where are you going? Come here. No, don't. Oh. Jesus.
Did he just flop on the floor?
Yes.
Jesus.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh. Okay, I'm sorry for the drama. Wow. Hi, baby. Hi.
So she's an amazing bullshit detector. And so if I had been less than 100% sincere,
I grew up with a very charming father. And I loved him, but he could bullshit with the best of them. So ice to an Eskimo. Oh, excuse me. You're not supposed to say that anymore.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean to say that. It's an old expression.
It is.
And I'm old. So I forgot. But yeah, he could, sell anything to anyone. And so I learned very early how to detect that bullshit.
Yeah.
At a very young age.
But there was seriously no bullshit when I asked you, which I think really played in my favor. And then we started dating again, and now's the time where I start to, look better in everybody's eyes because I did it, damn it. I followed through.
She did.
I was like, ooh, yes, now I have the opportunity to just treat this woman.
And she did. She invited me
the way she deserved to be treated.
Back to Texas for Valentine's Day the next year, 2012. So in February 2012, I went to her apartment.
Yeah.
And it was so cute. She had like a little teddy bear and a little bouquet of like chocolate strawberries or something.
I had gotten one of those edible arrangements, but it was a Valentine's Day thing. It was all just chocolate covered strawberries arranged in a bouquet. And I got that, and I did get you a teddy bear, didn't I?
Yeah, do you remember what it said?
Oh no, wait, it wasn't the I did.
Teddy bear.
It was. I did. That was when I got you that teddy bear. I got her this teddy bear where she was holding a heart, and it's the one that says "shit, bitch, you was fine."
I love that teddy bear.
That's my brand of romance, guys. I really don't understand why she's here, but here we go.
No, that is also my brand of romance because it is very straightforward.
Yeah, and then you stayed a week. It was like Valentine's week. Really.
I stayed like a whole
Valentine's
week.
Day was like somewhere right in the middle, and you stayed with me for the whole week. And I don't think
so fun.
I can't remember if it was actually on Valentine's Day or some other
said the thing.
when I said the thing, but I knew I was like. But the night before I said this, okay, so she's visiting me for Valentine's Day, right? And I knew when she came to stay with me for Valentine's Day, I was like, okay, I'm going to tell her that I love her because it's been a couple of months And oh boy, do I love her. And I'd only ever said I love you to one other person. It was, you know, the whole first love experience. And I also, you know, knew that obviously, given the context of our relationship, I was going to have to be the one to say it first.
I wasn't going to
I was going to have to be the one to make that step and put that out there.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Because I tried before and it didn't work for me. So.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, no, yeah.
That's her turn.
It was very much on me. And, but I was really fucking nervous about saying it for all of the reasons that you could probably guess. And, the night before, we were conked out asleep in bed. And, I literally, I whisper practiced. I was like, please, dear God, don't wake up. But if you want to wake up and kind of and actually hear it by accident, so I don't have to actually live through the predetermined buildup and I can just kind of accidentally let you know now, that'd be great. But at the same time, didn't have the guts to do it in any way higher than a whisper. So I was just like
fanfic.
I know, it's so fan fiction. And so I practiced, I whispered it just a couple of times.
Yes,
she was dead ass asleep. And I was like, okay, all right, fine. Still high-key nervous about this, but you know what? I'll go to sleep eventually, I guess. Sure. It really doesn't help that I was the big spoon at the time. So
You're killing me.
So
I'm trying to hold a fluff.
So I did that, and then the next day, you know, we were we were just being romantic as hell. And I remember because we had started out slow dancing.
We were dancing in our living room.
We were dancing in my apartment. We were slow dancing, and then I just kind of stopped because I was either about to explode or puke or just burst into rainbows. I don't know. But so I'm over here I believe you told me I was shaking.
You were. She was.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that at the time. And so I finally was just I said it. I was like, I love you. Did not expect her to say anything back. I wasn't going to even remotely obviously because, pressuring someone in that situation, no matter what situation you're in, is shitty. But, I didn't, I legitimately didn't expect to hear anything back because frankly, that would be what I deserved, right? I deserved to be the one jumping out there, be vulnerable, right, and be unconfirmed for a little while, right? Didn't expect it. But then, you said it back.
Yes,
and,
I did.
And stuff. And then it was, and then it was that. Oh my God, was that the time? It was, because that was in February.
That was in February.
And so then when she had to leave.
So when I went back home, this time I actually flew. I didn't drive, so I actually flew on the airplane this time because I'd already driven 3 or 4 times to Texas. Such a long drive. I was I'm flying this time. I got a little extra cash. I'm hitting the airport.
And so I had to drive her to the airport, and I just had to drive her right outside. I just had to drop her off so that she could actually go in. And I had tears streaming down my face. I could barely speak. I was practically hysterical. And we had this amazing movie moment, right? Where, and you're emotional too. Don't even try. You were emotional too.
I was, but.
Yeah, but I was a disaster area, okay?
I was trying not
I was ugh. And so, but we had this, I will never forget it, this amazing movie moment, right? Where I had parked, and gotten out and said goodbye. And the door that she had to go in was behind the car a little bit, right? So we say goodbye, I get in my car, and I look in the rear view mirror. Right as shut up, this is amazing. I look in the rear view mirror, right? Right as she's entering through the sliding doors, and right as she turns to look back, right? So I see her look back at me as she is leaving. I kid you not. Were it possible in the universe, music would have started playing, okay?
That's what Misha said, Carol's
Yes, Carol's Whisper starts playing. Exactly that. It was so unbelievably, you could not get more movie. And then I sobbed all the fucking way home.
Your leg keeps coming over here.
Yes.
Well, my leg needs some room.
And then I sobbed all the way home. And before I even got home, I was like, I'm never doing this again. I'm never saying goodbye to her like this again. The next time I see her in real life, I'm staying. And that was when I decided that I was going to save up money throughout the course of the year and then drive my ass to North Carolina.
1,000 miles.
Move 1,000 miles.
Oh, to be with me.
To be with her, because I'm like, I'm not doing that again. It hurts so bad.
Oh.
It was just, okay. It was the worst. It was so bad.
Don't
it was
get
the
all
worst.
emotional.
And I was like, no, you know what? Not doing this again. And for me, for someone who was a barely functioning human being, to then actually go through with it.
She did.
And do the thing.
She moved.
I did. I saved up. I got my car fixed.
December 1st of that year. So I was there in February, and then December 1st.
And I was like, I'm getting there before our anniversary.
Yeah, which is December.
Which was December 18th. Yeah.
Well, it was 17th.
No, it was 17th. We got married on the 18th.
It was 17th for getting back together, and then 18th for getting married.
18th for getting married. So. And I
sympathy criers.
So then I find I'm
pulling her back from the edge.
And so then I move, and so then I drove with a fucking cat.
A cat.
With a cat, not the same cat, different cat.
Different cat, but
yeah, it was
beautiful.
I could do a whole separate story time about that drive over there because it was nuts. Today. But so, and then at the end of the year, I fucking moved.
She moved
1,000 miles
to me.
And and we were, in a small.
Oh my God! So
we had all the intentions.
Wait. Okay, I get to tell this part because you've been talking for a minute.
True.
So we had all the intentions of when she moved that she was gonna, she'd been doing a delivery job with like Papa John's and all that stuff. So she was gonna get a job like that here, and have her own apartment, and I have my own apartment, and we weren't gonna do the lesbian U-Haul thing. We were not. We were
not going to move across the country
directly to live with each other.
And then live with each other. That was a terrible idea.
And then we did.
And
because at that time I had earlier that year, in like May of 2012, I had gotten a job further north of where I had been living, and so with my mom, and so her job was still south of the city, so we split. I finally split from my mom, and I had my own little place, which was a little studio apartment. So as you know, there's not a real bedroom. There's just like an alcove, and that's all you get. And maybe like a couch in the living room if you're lucky. And there's no separation between the living room and the kitchen. It's just all there. And I loved it. It was great. It was really fun. And I lived there for like 6 months by myself, and then she moved in.
Yeah.
In December.
And then like a month later, I was like, I really need to like find my own place and
and get my own job.
I need to do the thing, and I tried to tell her this, and you just immediately okay. Can I actually tell them what you said?
Yes.
Because it was such a small apartment.
We had a routine.
She would, I was a night owl.
Wait, yeah, I was about to say, first you need to realize that our sleep schedules are so vastly different.
Yes.
And we do have our own bedrooms for mostly that reason, but also because I am not a sound sleeper, and I do not sleep well with other people in the bed. I just don't.
And I don't either for various reasons.
So we
had our own little routine because she would go to sleep earlier, and I was like, well, I can't be fucking rude and just be like, peace out. So it was kind of like, I would just, go, she would get into bed, I'd kiss her goodnight. It was kind of like a, tucking in situation type thing.
Yes, she tucked me in.
Yeah. And like we fell into that routine pretty quickly. So then like after a month of being there, I was trying so hard to be an independent person. I was like,
even though it was a studio apartment, I had my dad had bought me a futon. It was for like a moving in gift. And so she had the futon in the living room, and I had the bed in the little alcove. Yeah, but my favorite way to fall asleep was she would be in the living room, and she would be typing and like writing a book and like writing stuff, and I would fall asleep to like the clickety clackety.
Yeah.
It was
and so then by the time where I was like, okay,
it was nice.
I need to start looking for it. And I mentioned something about that. I was like, because tomorrow I'm going to start looking for a blah, blah, blah. And this was literally while I was in the middle of tucking her in. And she was like, and she was just immediately like emotional. She was just like, but who's going to tuck me in? But you tucked me in. And like, we had already.
Puppy dog eyes.
We had all, And I was like, oh, well, you don't want me to, because I mean, I don't want to, but like, We were trying to do the thing. We were trying to do the smart thing.
We were trying to be responsible adults.
And then we weren't.
It didn't work for us.
And then we weren't.
Instead, the other completely non-responsible thing was actually really good for both of us. So we were like, hey, if it ain't broke, why fix it? And
I don't recommend to people that you move across the country and then live in the same apartment.
Not necessarily.
Or eventually in the same house.
But you know what? If you do and it works, then screw society.
Yeah.
Do what works for you.
Because it also, really worked. Because it also just so happened to be, the person that I would eventually marry. So,
That did happen to work out well for us.
Yeah.
I told you had to be in it for the long haul, so.
Yeah.
So, we lived in that studio apartment for, another 6 months together. And then with her cat also, which wasn't supposed to be there. So finally they were like, y'all got to get out. And we were like, okay.
No, we just moved. We just found this place and moved.
You didn't know because it was in my name, but they definitely told me a couple of times that I needed to either get rid of the cat or get a new place to live.
I hated those people.
So, we didn't want to live there anyway.
Hated those people.
So I was driving down the road and I saw a cute little house with a sign in the yard that said house for rent by owner and had a phone number, and I was like, I'm just gonna call just because.
Yeah.
And then the rent was really reasonable.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we're moving. It was lower than the apartment.
Yeah, totally.
For this house.
It was lower than the apartment than the house. Now, I mean, granted, this house is
Anyway.
missing a couple of things, like, a dishwasher. But
it is missing a few things.
Still.
And it is old.
Still. So then we just kind of wound up in this house. And it's been almost 10 years.
Yeah, it was 9 years this month, I think, right?
Yeah, so it's been almost 10 years.
So it's been 9 years this month. That's not almost 10 months, 10 years.
That's almost 10 years. 9 is almost 10.
Yeah, but there's a whole other year. You can only say it's almost 10 years if you're short a few months. If it's been 9 years and
Ma'am. No, ma'am.
If it's been 9 years and 9 months, then you could be
9 years out of a decade is almost 10 years.
It's been 9 years, and we've lived in this house.
And so after a little less than a year of living together.
Oh, right. So
I went and did a panel. At a fan-run Kirk and Spock convention in Boston.
November 2013.
Yes, it was early November. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was right around my birthday. It was great.
And I was like, I had the people who were a fan of my old YouTube thing and the commentary. They raised money so that I could go.
And then we stayed with someone who was lovely.
And we stayed with someone who also really liked my meta and stuff.
Was so cool.
And so I was like, okay. I was like, a few months in advance. I was like, okay, we're going to Boston. It's for a Kirk Spock thing. We met because of a Kirk Spock thing. I was like, I know that I want to marry this bitch.
That's so romantic.
I'm going to propose to her at the convention in Boston. Not in public, not in front of people.
No.
Because I knew she wasn't down for that.
No.
At all. So I talked to the woman who was organizing the event.
Okay, but also whenever we tell this story, I just feel like the biggest geek in existence.
Well, yeah.
Because we met because of Kirk and Spock.
It's queer geekery, though.
It's queer geekery.
It's
and
queer
now
geekery.
she proposed at a Kirk and Spock convention.
Yes, I did.
That is the geekiest romantic thing.
And I talked to the chick who was running the place, and I was
she was so nice.
She was. I was like, I just need a little quiet, nice little out of the way room somewhere. And she was like, oh, I got the perfect place. It's where we've been organizing the thing. Do you need anything? Do you need food? Do you need drinks?
And
I was like,
nice.
That would be awesome if we could have a nice platter of fruit with this drink that she was serving special for the event that was really good, that we both really liked. I was like, yeah, if you can have that, and I hosted 2 panels over the course of that convention. One was just mine, where I just did my own thing, and then another one was about, figuring out your sexuality via Star Trek and Kirk and Spock and stuff. And but it was towards the end of a different panel that we were seeing where I was like, okay, this is the time that we have the room. So, I told her, I was like, so we got to leave this one a little bit early. It was but I wouldn't tell her fucking why, right? And so I was like, okay, it's a little early. I was like, okay, no, just come here. Just come here.
To mention, literally the day before, at the same convention, somehow marriage and everything came up, and we were
oh my god, that's right,
we were literally talking with a group of other people about getting married or being married, and I literally was like, I don't feel the need to get married. I don't think I ever really want to get married, not knowing that this woman is gonna propose the next day. I mean, and honestly, I did not want to get married. I did not see the benefit in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally said that to people the day before, and then she had to go and propose.
And then, so I got her in the room.
It's like one fanfic trope after another.
It really is.
Jesus.
The proposal wasn't anything big, long, and lengthy like you would expect from a writer like me, because I was like, I'm not going to be able to speak. Right? I know I'm going to have a real hard time speaking. So I kept it to like one line. I kept it to one fucking line before the will you marry me part, right?
Should have seen her at our wedding.
Yeah, but like, and like, the time that I first told you that I loved you, you told me that I was shaking because I hadn't realized it. Yeah. When I proposed to her, I was like vibrating. I could barely get the ring out of my pocket.
So funny.
I was like, and then I did the whole thing. I got down on one knee, right? I managed to get out the one fucking line.
So funny.
I said, I am yours. Will you marry me? Through sobs. And she was, and
okay, now I get to tell.
Yeah.
Because, again, I literally did not want to get married. But I obviously loved her and wanted to live with her for the rest of my life. I just didn't feel the need for the marriage part. And I was literally...
You just weren't sure about the marriage part. Yeah, you just weren't... Yeah.
No, I was sure about it. I was sure I didn't want to do it. Mm-hmm. But I'm also looking at this woman that I do want to spend the rest of my life with, and my thought is literally like, I cannot break her heart. So I was like, okay, but there's a few conditions.
Yeah, and it's not like I wanted. She was like, well, we have to have like a long engagement. Because she's gonna have to like get used to this idea.
I said I need to come to terms with the idea that I'm gonna get married. I was
I didn't want a super short engagement anyway. I wanted a bare minimum of 2 years.
Right, and I was more like, I need like 5 years.
Yeah, but you didn't say that though.
No.
You were just saying when we each said like long engagement. My bare minimum was 2 years. Her bare minimum was 5. We didn't really establish that, but I was also like my bare minimum was 2.
Yeah,
I was fine waiting until she was ready for however long that would take.
I needed some time.
If she had been somebody else and who would have been like super ready in like under a year, I would have been like, we need to probably like wait another couple years.
I needed some. Okay, because but wait, can I tell you?
I was ready to propose, but I wasn't ready to be married.
Can I tell you the really sweet thing?
Which one?
That she did.
Which one?
Oh, I'm talking to them. I ain't talking to you. So she. Oh, I need some water though.
Oh, I'm out.
That's bad timing.
I know.
So she asked my best friends. I can't because I need water.
Oh yeah.
My throat is going.
Go get water. I'll mention the best friend. Yeah.
No, the ring. How you asked?
Yeah. I asked her friends, and then of course I wound up not listening to them. But when I was looking for a ring, I went around and I like stealth low key asked her best friends like what kind of ring she would like. Like I did like the whole thing. It was kind of very hetero of me actually, because I did also ask her mom. I didn't really like ask for her mom's permission, so to speak. It was more just like, I'm letting you know that I'm going to ask your daughter to marry me. And like, I'm just, it was kind of more of like a respectful thing. Like, I'm just doing you the courtesy of telling you beforehand. And I got her friend's input on the ring that I wound up not listening to.
I thought it was really sweet that you asked my mom or talked to my mom.
Yeah, I talked to your mom, really. And then we agreed like in the room that it was going to be, a long engagement, and then she said yes, and then I gave her the ring, and then we were crying and
then I didn't want to tell anybody at the convention because I had literally just said yesterday that I'm not getting married.
But then the next day, which was the last day of the convention, everybody was hanging out at a table and playing Cards Against Humanity.
Cards Against Humanity
until
was
like
so
midnight, which is when we lost access to the room, right? And then like at the very ass end, I asked her obviously before I said anything, but I was like, can I tell them?
Yeah, because it was like the end of everything.
Yeah, because we had just spent several hours with this table full of people.
Playing games. It was so fun.
Yeah, because most everyone else had left at this point, and it was the people we'd been getting to know over the past, a couple of days. So I'm like, can I tell them? And she was like, fine. And then I did, and everybody screamed, and it was really great. Everybody screamed. Everybody.
Women, so it was very funny.
Yeah, and it was a lot of queer women too, as you would expect. So like everybody screaming, like that was great.
So funny.
And then we were engaged for like 7 years.
We were engaged for 7 years.
Yeah, we technically we were ready like way before then. We actually probably could have gotten married in 2019, except I'm neurotic.
About numbers?
And I didn't want to get married on an odd number year.
Also, it really did take me about 5 years.
It did.
I was good. I was right on my estimate.
Yeah, I was actually pretty much on my estimate too. Like after about 2 years, I was like, okay, I am ready now.
Yeah, we started talking about, like, we literally didn't really talk about getting married for like the first year that we were engaged.
Yeah.
And then, like, the second year that we were engaged, you know, she would start talking about it every once in a while, easing me into it. It was very sweet.
Yeah.
And then, you know, as the years went, we talked more and more. And by, like, the fifth year, by, like, 2018, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember the first time that I actually said out loud that I was...
Literally not until we got married at the end of 2020. This was literally somewhere in the middle of fucking 2020.
No, it was like 2019.
No.
Yes,
No.
Who's better with dates?
It was when, ma'am, it was sometime during 2020.
In a role reversal, I was tucking her into bed for some reason. I think her back had gone out again at one point. And you were in my bed.
Yeah,
I was tucking her into my bed or something. And I just kind of casually, because I didn't realize that I hadn't said anything about it before.
You just said about
I'm so excited I'm looking forward to when we get married, and she just burst into tears. I just started
bawling.
And I was like, I'm sorry, what did I do?
Right, because I had been waiting for her, and like I knew she would get there, and of course she knew she would get there, otherwise she wouldn't have been like, yeah, I'll marry you. I knew she would get there. I just, I waited for
years,
5-6 years,
apparently,
for her to be ready, and then it's like she had been ready for a little while.
I had been ready for like a year,
and didn't tell a bitch,
but didn't like drop that,
and then just casually drops it into conversation, and then is surprised when I start crying.
She's sobbing.
Like, and now I'm just like excited because I finally hear that that she's just free and clear and like ready to get married and like so happy and all this stuff.
Because also over the course of all these years, I had been slowly coming out to people. Yeah. Like, in increments. The first was my mom. Well, the first were my friends, my girlfriends, but not them. My first real one was my mom, which I did like literally the week before she moved here, because she was moving here to be with me, and I was like, I have to tell my mom. There's no more time.
Yeah, there's really no getting around.
So obviously I had told my brother before then, because my brother is also like, and so he's fantastic. Yeah, and. So yeah, and then slowly through that 7-year engagement, I would tell more people, like some of the people I do karate with, some of the people I work with. I had to waitress for a couple years, and like my manager there that we've mentioned earlier, Donna. Yeah. She was my manager, where I waitressed for a couple years, and now really she's like my friend.
Yeah.
I didn't even like really just tell her. Basically, I had Brittany come with me one day to pick up some food from the restaurant while I was working. Yeah, and I was like, this is my fiancee Brittany, and I was like very proud of myself. Yeah. Because it was a very long journey for me to come out and be comfortable, y'all. It was hard. So, I was proud. Yeah. But
and I knew all of all of the issues surrounding something like marriage. I knew why you had perfectly valid reasons. You had entirely valid reasons to need that time to come around to it. Yeah.
So yeah, during that long engagement, we both did a lot of growing.
We did,
and it was amazing. And I do think the long engagement was really helpful for both of us, not just me.
And I think even though I technically delayed our marriage by a year because of her neurosis, it turned out being the best thing.
Your neuroses are so cute.
It was.
You have so many little.
It was ma'am. What? It really did turn out to be the best thing, because I wound up, after doing all of this healing over so many years, I turned a major corner at the end of 2019, and 2020 was, when I started actually trying YouTube, and then in May I actually started Gaywatch, and I was actually capable of like doing things. Like, I was not a functional human being, and now I became semi-functional, and I was in a much better, despite obviously the hellscape that was 2020 for the greater world, I was just starting to come into
a really good
my
place,
own as someone who could actually fucking do things.
Yeah, it was really
despite several things. And so I was in a much better place to finally, get married to this person and feel like I'm bringing things to the table, as opposed to, feeling like I was like, like, why is she marrying me and like all this jazz.
She still has moments of that, but we're all a work in progress.
But I am like so much better about so many things now.
We talk maybe more about Brittany's issues than we do mine, and I don't want to give you guys a lopsided viewpoint of this.
Yeah. I am a disaster.
No, you are. You very much are.
I am a disaster.
You are, but I also have my own fair share of issues.
Yeah.
There's a leeway in both directions is all I want y'all to do.
Yeah.
I want to be clear on that.
Yeah,
it's not lopsided at all. It is very much both directions.
Yeah, we do
balance each other
taking
very well.
care of each other, yeah. I may have the more pronounced and the more noticeable issues.
It's also just because I'm more private. Like, I have
but
issues,
you're also more private.
I just keep it to myself because that's how I was raised.
Yeah. And then
which causes more issues. But anyway.
And then, finally at the end of... And I was like, we're getting married on December 18th because that way now we can have an anniversary that's an even number. But also... because our anniversary up until then had been the 17th. But also, I also really loved the idea of having like a couple of days at the end of the year each year to call our anniversary, like our dating anniversary being the 17th, our wedding anniversary being the 18th. I kind of liked having a couple of days rather than just like
it is kind of cute.
One, and it is kind of fabulous.
It is kind of cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, we have yet to actually fully experience that because our first wedding anniversary is this year.
But it is going to be
because we've been married 7 months now.
But it is going to be like the 18th will be on a Saturday, so we do have like a weekend. Of
yeah.
So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to see one of my favorite wedding pictures?
Oh no.
Yeah, you gotta tell me when it's in focus when I put it in front of the camera.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, hang on. It's coming. Just give me a second.
Yeah, we have to see the...
Is it in focus?
No.
Where are we going, back or forward?
Forward.
Sorry, y'all. This might take a second. Oh, it's too high. What are you doing? Why are you going higher? It's too high.
It's not going to focus, which is weird because this camera's really good at focusing. You know what? Post it. I'll post it later on Patreon. See, it's not going to focus.
Boo.
Yeah.
I wanted it to focus. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'll post it later. We got married just on the back deck.
Yeah, we got married here, which was really cool.
Yeah. And there were like 8 people there, 1 because of COVID and 2 just because there weren't very many people who we actually wanted there.
We didn't really, I don't like big things.
Yeah, and she doesn't like big things.
I don't like big crowds. I don't like lots of people.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Rast, I'm working on it. I'm getting
that's
I'm trying to get the Discord up and running. I am working on it. I'm running like a test simulator right now to kind of see if I know what I'm doing.
She is stepping up to the Discord.
And then as soon as I get to where I think I know what I'm doing, we will put it into action.
Yeah, the Discord thing is very much happening. I, once again, tried to figure it out on my own, but it was really spiking my anxiety.
It was, so I was like, baby, no, we're going to take care of it.
Yeah.
So it should, I don't want to give a time frame because then I don't want to flub it.
We don't have a time frame yet.
But it shouldn't be too much longer, y'all.
But she is working on it, and she is really good at, learning things and implementing things that she learns. She picks up things very quickly. It's really gross.
We don't need to talk about that. But anyway, tiny wedding. Yes, Jazz.
Yes, it was a very tiny wedding, both because of COVID and just because.
And just because.
And we had it, just out on the back deck. 1, obviously, also because of COVID. But 2, because I wanted to have it out on the back deck of this house.
But it was.
This was the house where I realized, I wanted to marry you. This was the house where we first initially moved in together. And I wanted something big like our wedding and our vows to take place in somewhere very mundane where we would pass by it every single day.
There's a lot of memories.
It was putting like the extraordinary in a very ordinary place. Because I'm a writer, so I'm nothing if
symbolism.
Not fucking symbolic. Yeah. And then, so we got married December 18th of last year. We went on a lovely honeymoon. We fucked off to a cabin.
Oh, it was
out in the middle of nowhere.
Nice.
That was up in the mountains. And, had a hot tub there. And it was really wonderful.
And again, I will share, the pictures of the area and the...
Oh, yeah.
The beautiful, beautiful mountains.
It was really nice. Which is hilarious because it's the middle of the winter, so, all the trees are dead. But that doesn't fucking matter. It's still gorgeous. Stunningly gorgeous with this great mountain like vista right outside our door. It was fantastic.
Literally, it was really cool.
It really was. She had already been a fan of She-Ra, but one of the honeymoon things I was like, okay, And she'd been bugging me to watch She-Ra for the longest time.
I was like, watch She-Ra,
and
watch
I
She-Ra.
knew that I was gonna love She-Ra, so I was like, okay, like, listen, you have waited long enough. On our honeymoon, we will watch She-Ra.
We binged She-Ra. And that's so good.
Yeah, and so like we binged She-Ra because we were in that cabin for like a week.
Was it like a whole week?
It was like a whole week.
Was it like, oh.
It was like, yeah, it was like 5
nights.
5 days.
5 nights, 6 days, something like that.
Something like that. It was basically a week. It was almost a week.
Oh, I get to tell you another really sweet romantic thing that she did.
No.
Oh my God, it was so sweet.
I have no idea where you're going with this.
Okay.
As she
Right.
shoves me out of frame.
All right, listen.
Ma'am, this is not going to be a flattering angle for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you need to be flattered?
I mean,
by the camera.
Well, yeah.
Okay. So anyway, now that we've cleared that up, things. So the drive to the mountain was literally right after we got married. We had cake. We hugged everybody. People gave us gifts, and then we like jumped in the car. We were ready to go.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
Can I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so then the drive up to the mountains is like a 3-hour drive, about 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah.
This woman put together a playlist of music that encompassed our entire relationship.
Yeah, from beginning to end.
Like the whole story that you just heard.
Yeah.
She had a song for every moment.
For like every moment, every beat in the story.
It was beautiful.
Even down to like some really small stuff.
It was
I put together this like 2.5, 3 hour long playlist.
Romantic. It was so sweet.
That I started when we got in the car. And between each song, I would kind of give her the context.
And so we were, we listened to it all the way up while we were driving. It was so amazing. The only problem was like the last couple songs was when we were trying to drive up into the actual cabin area, upon which I had like a minor panic attack.
Yeah, because it was super dark.
It was pitch black.
It was super steep.
The roads were like this.
The roads were that
and you couldn't see where the drop off was, and there was literally a drop off with like no rail. And I was terrified. So I had a minor panic attack.
Yeah. But on the other hand, I feel like it worked out for the better because I literally did take it from the time we first met, literally all up to what we were doing at that second, which was fucking off into the woods, right?
Yes.
And so it did wind up working because you did hear the last couple of songs, bringing it to the present moment, like when we were actually there in the cabin.
Yeah, exactly.
So
like,
that fit my...
I had to have my little panic attack, but then we got into the cabin and unloaded and then listened to the last two songs about us being in a cabin. It was great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was so sweet.
Yeah.
She's very sweet like that, though. She does a lot of music-related things for like music for like anniversary gifts or birthday gifts. She'll like record things for me, or write things for me and record herself speaking. It's very sweet.
Well, music was like
so sweet.
Music was one of the things that got me through my teenage years and early 20s.
It is raising the bar to impossible levels. Like it really is. I try my best. I just like bake stuff for her now. Now that I discovered that I could bake, I was like, what do you want? And she always says cinnamon rolls.
Wait, do you remember that time? I'm pretty sure I was PMSing at the time, but there was some time, I don't know, like a couple of years ago or whatever, where she just so happened to have done like a lot of things at once. Like she had, like you went and like you got groceries and you had like cleaned the kitchen, but you had also like painted me something and you had also like gotten me something else that was like really thoughtful, just something like daily that was really thoughtful. And I was just like hit with all of this love at once and I was PMSing. So all of a sudden I'm like crying and she's like, what?
Occasionally, I just do things, and it sends her a little bit into a tailspin.
Acts of service are your love language, pretty much.
Like what I do for others, or what I want people to do for me?
No. Your love language towards people is doing things for them.
You think so? I thought it was quality time, also.
Also quality time,
I like hanging out and like playing games and playing cards and baking is love. I'm not putting down the baking. I'm just saying.
Oh my God! No, wait.
Wait. When the woman that you love writes you this most ridiculously beautiful, amazing like poem, and then like speaks it and records it in her beautiful voice, and then tells you not to listen to it until the next morning, and then you listen to it and you're sobbing. I mean, a cinnamon roll just doesn't compare sometimes.
Ma'am, no, wait, because Liz, you literally just just said cake is love, all right?
Oh, no!
You want proof of this? Just the other day.
Last weekend.
Just last week.
Yeah, I was like...
I was sitting there. My PS4, I play games like basically at her desk.
Yeah.
So we'll be like sitting right next to each other while I'm playing games and she's doing whatever on
the monitors
her
are
desktop.
like beside
the monitors
each other.
are like right next to each other. And I was just like, and I was like, damn, I want some cake. I just want some cake.
I just need cake.
Just randomly, apropos of nothing. I was just like, man, I really need some cake. And she went and she made cupcakes.
Well, yes.
She went and she made cupcakes.
Yes.
She just did. I was just like, you know what? I could really use some cake right now.
And then there was
And she
cake.
was like, you know what? Here's some cake. And I was like, damn, if that ain't a love story, I don't really know what is.
I mean, cake is love, yeah. No,
Yeah.
you're right about that.
And so now we're just hopelessly domesticated.
Do you want to tell them about the married argument where you were like, I don't want to move this thing, it's too heavy, and I was like, put it in the thing, you'll hear it, it'll be loud.
Oh yeah, and then
So funny.
you weren't even done, and I was already in the process of moving it.
It was so funny.
Yeah,
It was a very married moment.
It was
It was.
We have some
Oh Lord, my cat is
But
so
ultimately, because we had such a long engagement, not much changed.
We've been married. It feels like for 10 years.
We've like really emotionally speaking, we had been married for years before we actually got married. So not much really changed. We were already there. Which like I would actually kind of low key advise.
It does make everything easier.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Long engagements are pretty nice. I mean, maybe not, 7 years.
I mean,
Maybe a little bit shorter than that. I still think the sweet spot is 2 years. And now the cat's gonna steal the spotlight, as he should.
well, he's beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at that face.
So that brings us up to now. If you guys have, look at that, just right on the money, just 5:30, plenty of time.
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half into the stream.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm a genius. It's great.
If you do say so yourself.
If I do say so myself. I am allowed confidence once every 10 or 20 years, okay?
Please, I try to get you to be confident more often.
I know.
I'm all about the confidence.
It doesn't happen that much. But if you guys have, trying to reintroduce the mascot. If you guys have any questions for us, now is the time. That is kind of the story about how we came to be. It's a pretty good one. Again, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I don't think we left anything out. I think we
we went pretty thorough. Yeah,
we were pretty thorough.
It was pretty thorough.
You guys know us pretty well now.
Yeah.
At least as a couple, maybe not individually.
Yeah. So if there are any questions, now is the time.
Thanks, Rast.
And then
It is a good story.
We'll take at least a couple, and then
Yeah. I mean, it's a good story
we're done.
because it has a happy ending. I like happy endings.
Right? Happy endings are nice.
They're my favorite part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love. Yeah. Angst.
I got him.
Angst with a happy ending is one of my favorite story formulas as well.
Yeah.
It's just the best. I'm not averse to,
It's not too bad.
angst with
like...
sad endings or angst with bittersweet endings or anything like that. I have more of a like for that than she does. She's pretty much strictly.
No, I love angst as long as there's a happy ending.
Exactly, but I'm talking about endings.
Oh, you're talking about.
Yeah, you're very like, give me a happy ending or
I was reading, so I couldn't process both at the same time. So.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, because like Liz is like, I cried 4 times almost. Sorry, I guess.
Right.
I do like hanging out with y'all, Jessica.
It's a good time.
I feel like we told such a good story, nobody has any questions.
I know. We were so fucking thorough. We did our job too well.
Hey. Okay, each person's favorite moments out of the story. Like, favorite moment that we lived through, or I guess.
Well, no, a moment we didn't live through.
Shut
like,
up.
what do you think?
I mean, like, favorite moment to tell. You know what? Nobody likes you.
What moment of your life was your favorite? You mean one that I lived through?
I think maybe.
That was amazing, and I love you so much. I love you so much.
Nobody likes you.
I love you so much.
I have to get control of myself.
She does. She does. So while she's out, I'll tell you my favorite part that I lived through. my favorite part? That's a good question. There are some highlights for me. Although I will tell you that one of my favorite parts, honestly, is when I asked her if she wanted to get back together, and her voice was literally like, "I'm sorry, what?" Like, yeah, like the whole, I being an alien would have been less of a surprise, right? But I love it because the way she said it, I knew that in that moment I could not laugh. I could not laugh. That could have been taken real badly. So I had to laugh inwardly and flail all around my car because it was such a hysterical response.
Were you really flailing?
I did. I was trying to hit them without being too loud. I was losing my shit because it was so funny, but I didn't want to laugh. I did not want to laugh at that moment. Things were way too fragile at that moment.
Yeah.
And so I did not want to laugh. But every now and then, because I can still hear it clear as day, and every now and then I'll think about it and I'll still crack up.
I know I'm so red.
So, no, I love that. I love that.
It's fine. Shush.
Mm-hmm. Your favorite moment?
My favorite moment of our life together thus far? I don't know. It's usually whatever moment has just passed because they're all really good. So, that was hysterical. I love when we laugh at each other so much. I don't know. I mean, honestly...
That was a really good example of how...
Honestly, though, the honeymoon was so nice.
Pretty fucking great.
Because I really needed a vacation. Also, at the time, work has been stressful, and I really needed a vacation.
I needed a vacation.
It lined up. The company I work for has, a week between Christmas and New Year's where it's just shut down because we rely on trucking companies. And they're shut down during that week. So... We got married the week before Christmas, and I was gone that whole week on the honeymoon, and then I had another week and a half off of work, so I had this whole block of just newly married bliss.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. It was so nice. So yeah, I definitely...
The honeymoon is definitely...
The honeymoon.
Yeah, because we're very much of our generation, and that we really didn't give a shit on spending much money.
We didn't spend money on the wedding.
We put our money into the honeymoon,
we saved money
and
for the
honestly,
honeymoon.
that was the best decision possible.
It was so worth it.
Yeah.
I feel like we've missed some questions up here somewhere.
No, yeah, I saw one down there, but no, wait, okay, so starting.
But there's the favorite moments.
Yes, starting that. Oh my God, no, I love this, Alice. If we could sum up our love story in 3 fanfic tags, what would it be?
Just three?
Just 3.
What?
3.
Well, how about you get 3 and I get 3?
Friends to lovers.
Okay.
Has to be there.
Yeah, I mean,
because that is fundamentally angst with a happy ending.
Angst with a happy ending.
Friends to lovers.
Friends to lovers. Angst, that's 2. Third one.
Slow burn? No.
No. Friends to lovers.
I feel like we're missing one.
We're missing one. What are we missing? Oh, breakup makeup.
Is breakup makeup a...
That could be a tag, yeah,
thing?
For sure.
Yeah.
It probably is. I feel like angst with a happy ending is kind of, goes with the breakup makeup thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, it kind of needs the tag crackfic, but in a serious way. Because...
Crackfic angst? Angst. Angsty crack?
Oh, no, not angsty crack. That sounds horrible. No,
that's
there's a
possibly
tag.
the worst phrase I've ever uttered. I'm real glad that was captured on camera for the rest of my life.
There is a tag that's crackfic but serious. Treated seriously. Yeah, crackfic treated. Yeah, crack taken seriously, see?
Oh, crack taken seriously?
That's a tag. Yeah.
No,
honestly,
that goes.
We're ridiculous. Honestly. So I feel like crack treated seriously should be a
angst
tag.
with a happy ending, crack taken seriously.
Friends to lovers.
Friends to lovers.
Bam.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good question.
That is a good question.
That was fun. I love that we made everybody laugh and smile.
No, we did. We kind of...
I mean, emotional growth could be a tag, because there was a lot of that.
Honestly... there was...
Oh, yeah, the super specific tags.
Yeah.
Where you create your own little tag.
Yeah. Oh. I'm just going through, because there was a... Yeah, there it is. From Tilly.
Oh!
What movie do we both watch together the most?
Clueless.
Clue, fool.
Clue. Clue.
Not Clueless.
Not Clueless.
I would love it if you would watch Clueless with me,
I do like Clueless. We could watch it
Clueless
later.
Clueless is great, yeah.
Clue.
We watch Clue a lot. Clue and When Harry Met Sally.
Harry Met Sally. There's another one. Twister.
Yeah,
we love Twister.
Yeah, we have, we each have like the similar decade of where all of our like classics come from.
It's like our comfort movies.
Yeah,
we
should watch Fifth Element more.
Fifth Element is like my jam.
We should watch Fifth Element more.
I have like a Fifth Element T-shirt.
That is
everything.
fundamental for both of us.
It's so good.
Absolutely, but we watch Clue probably the most. We've been watching that the most for the past couple of years. But second, I feel like would be When Harry Met Sally.
Also, one of our newest ones that we watch a lot together though is The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, but we can't watch that like all the time.
No, we don't watch it all the time
because we get too emotional.
Twister is not about the game, Misha.
No, that would be about tornadoes.
Films.
It's an excellent disaster. It holds up really well over time. Yeah, Twister's a tornado flick from the 90s.
So
it's pretty
good.
much the tornado flick.
It is the.
They really haven't done one since. That even tried.
It did sound like we were talking about games instead of movies. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, no, that's true.
That is hysterical.
That is true.
Okay, what fandom are you in that the other isn't in? She's in a lot of fandoms.
I have so many fandoms that she's not in.
Listen.
That's part of the reason why I started Gaywatch. Is because I was in so many fandoms that she's just not in, and I was like, well, then that means I have no one to talk about it with. And I just really, really lack fandom friends. And that is one of the reasons why I started Gaywatch. It's because I needed, people to flail with.
Yeah, and I don't, fandoms I'm in that you're not in. There's probably not that many.
There's not that many.
There might be a couple. Like, I watched, Person of Interest for a little while.
That's true.
I do love, Lie to Me, which is an old show also.
Yeah, which I've seen
she's
once.
seen, but she's not in the
that I liked, but I'm not, yeah.
There's probably a couple others, like old school. Well, actually, the most recent one, I'm sorry.
No, fine.
She's adjusting and it's throwing me off. The most recent one is, The Good Place. She has not seen it yet.
No, yeah, I haven't seen it.
And I love it. The Good Place is amazing. It is definitely my new favorite, right up there with She-Ra, which is also my new favorite. But now she's in the She-Ra fandom.
No, She-Ra's great.
Yeah.
I also introduced her to so many of her fandom staples. I introduced her to Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And Torchwood and Firefly.
Oh, Firefly.
Yeah. And so I introduced her to. I introduced her to Clue, actually.
You used to love.
Oh my God! No, we left out that story. Holy shit!
What story?
So the first time. No, wait.
Ah!
The first time she came to visit me when we were together. All right. So it was the first time we would be physically together since we had gotten together. Okay, and we were building this up, y'all, and she was there. She finally got there. I was living with my mom at the time. And she arrived, and we were just, high key, like, nervous, but like super excited and just very excited, right? And so my mom had a 2-story townhouse, and there was a bathroom on the first story, but it was right under the stairs. It was very Harry Potter, and so the ceiling was super slanted, was super at an angle. And so the toilet was like right here. So it was like under the steepest thing. And it didn't back up, but it was having an issue like flushing for some reason. And so Tamaris is like, there's something wrong with the toilet. And I was like, oh, I know how to fix it, right? So I go in and I have to like bend over at a weird angle to lift up the lid to do the thing. And my back goes out. My back goes out. All of a sudden, I'm standing stock straight. Yeah, all of a sudden, I'm standing stock straight.
No, I mean, don't tell them too much.
And I can't move. Bend. I can't. I am. Woo, yeah. Literally, I think she'd been there for like an hour.
Like an hour.
And my back goes out. And that was actually how I introduced her to Clue.
Yeah, because we couldn't do other things that we were maybe planning on doing.
Because I was like, okay, well, let's give it like an hour and a half, see if it, and of course, no, it wound up like plaguing like her entire visit pretty much because it really was.
So funny.
But like, so while we were watching Clue, she was sitting on the couch. I was literally laying on the floor.
Flat.
On the hardwood floor trying to get my back to not suck. Yeah.
That is That is a good one. I can't believe we did forget that one.
We did, yeah, we totally did, and that's one of my favorite bits, just because it's so funny. It's like sitcom funny.
Yeah,
that's like the kind of shit that you see in sitcoms, and yeah.
Alice says, "Did we talk about how you got both of your cats before?"
No,
I don't think we mentioned. Well, mine, the big fluffy one, Pretty Boy. My cousin had a couple cats who, had some kittens, and she was desperately trying to give the kittens away. And literally the year that Brittany moved here, 2012, that Christmas, I was, at my aunt's house with my cousins and everything, and my cousin was like, please come over and take a kitten. And I was like, yeah, Merry Christmas to me. This will be great. Christmas present for myself. So I went and got a kitten, and that is...
Well, no, see, also, you're leaving out the absolutely disgusting display that I had to witness while we were sitting there at Christmas, and this cat was asleep in her arms. She was gazing down at it lovingly, and her relatives kept being like, take the cat, and I'm sitting there, and she's like, I don't know, and I'm over here like... Take the fucking cat. Are you kidding?
It wasn't that.
It was a love story greater than our own. Take the cat.
Okay, listen. I have a deep and abiding bond with cats, and I always have. Before I got Pretty Boy, after my last cat passed away, it was literally 2 years before I could get another cat, because some people need a new cat right away, and some people don't. Some people need, time. And I know there's a question.
Yeah, there is. I'm fine
right here.
It's fine. Keep going. There you go.
But yeah, there's, some people need time, and so I literally needed like 2 years before I could ever look at another cat again. I will most definitely be a devastated mess when Pretty Boy finally leaves us. So expect me to wait like 5 years before I get a cat. It's just gonna be ugly. But that's how I got mine. My cousin had cats, and actually, my mom took one of the other kittens from my cousin, but from a different litter. So they're brothers because they have the same parents, but he's like 6 months,
little younger,
6 months younger or something than my cat.
Yeah.
But they are both ridiculous ragdoll fluff brains. They are adorable. Yeah. And then Brittany got Dresden.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good segue into how I got my cat, because we're like the polar opposite when it comes to losing one cat and the time you wait between getting a new one. I moved here with a Bengal cat named Tierney. She was my first pet.
So beautiful.
She was beautiful. She was gorgeous. When she was 6, basically, long story short, her kidneys failed. And so she passed away very suddenly.
It was very sad.
And because she was my first cat, it was like I got to learn the lesson that apparently once I became a pet parent, I can no longer not be a pet parent.
She needs a pet at all times.
I need a pet. I cannot function. that is where, I don't have much of a maternal instinct, but boy, all of my maternal instinct gets taken out on my pet. And I could not exist without that. And so actually, and of course, I considered it obviously not replacing. I wasn't trying to replace Tierney with another cat. It was also the sense of, I thought it would help me with the grieving process. Mm-hmm. And if I had thought at all that I was trying to replace Tierney, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have.
And definitely that's not what it was.
No.
But some people do need a new pet to help them grieve.
Yeah. And so it was 3 days. It was a very long 3 days because I was whacked with grief. But I was like, okay, I kind of want a Russian blue. And I was getting rescue cats, and I had found a couple of possibilities of different Russian blue cats that didn't work out for whatever reason. And then, I found a picture of this, gray kitten.
He was so cute as a kitten.
He was so fucking cute.
Oh,
and I was
my goodness.
Russian blues are more or less gray, right? And eventually I was no longer, married to the idea of a Russian blue. And so we went and we drove a couple of hours into the mountains.
Since we're talking about him.
And adopted him. And, I walk in and, he's out roaming around. I walk in and he just rolls to say hi to me. And I was like, oh yeah, we can do this.
This cat is the biggest hoe.
He's the biggest hoe. As you can see. And so that is how I came to have Dresden. He's named after the Dresden Dolls, which is a music duo. that involved one of my favorite creators of everything ever, Amanda Palmer, and I wanted to name a cat. I name cats after people who have a very certain importance to me, and so Dresden was related to Amanda Palmer. Ooh. Tyranny, my first cat, was named after a friend of mine who I had known for a little while in college, who died, and so that's just kind of how I name cats, and so that's why he's Dresden, and that's how we came to know Dresden. And I still plan to, the day that that Dresden has to go, I actually know ahead of time what kind of cat I want and the name and why I'm naming him that way.
A cat that does not exist yet.
I'm actually, and it feels, and I really liked, I really like the idea of, when your cat passes on, you kind of immediately going out and getting the new one, because it does feel kind of like fate to me, like the cat I have passing away, and then out there right at this moment within a few days is a cat who's old enough to come home with me, and who just so happens to be the next cat that I'm going to spend the next chunk of my life with. And so that's Dresden, and that's going to be the next cat, and that's pretty much, that's what I'm going to stick with, because I really love that. I really love that process.
Okay, next question.
Yeah, from Tilly. What habit does the other have that you find endlessly adorable? We are going to be here all fucking day.
No, we're not.
We are.
No, I'm going to keep her short. I'm going to keep it short.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
That is a good question, though, because
it is a good question.
We both find just each other endlessly adorable for all kinds of reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know where to start.
See?
Yeah.
I just said.
No, I didn't say I was going to be here all
forever.
day. I'm just saying I don't know where to start, but I'm going to find one and go with it.
Also, side note, Jessica, Sequest. I grew up with that.
I watched that.
My family imparted 3 things on me that didn't suck, and one of them was Sequest.
I watched that also.
You.
That was good.
I see you. Yeah, okay, so...
Endlessly adorable habits.
Yeah.
Okay. She's not going to like this one, but it's so adorable. So sometimes, when she yawns, she makes a sound like Chewbacca the Wookiee.
It does not sound like Chewbacca.
It sounds like Chewbacca.
It sounds like it. No, it's not. Although, I must say, worth it for that yodeling Tarzan interpretation that you just imparted on the world. Absolutely worth it. I love that I am not coming out of this.
I don't sound anything like Chewbacca, but she does. I do not make the chewy noise.
It's just
when I yawn. No,
it's just
not a snort.
Snorting thing. It's not the Chewbacca sound.
A snort is short and quick. This is not a snort. This is like a 3-second.
It is more of a long, drawn out snort.
Listen.
Type of sound. It's not whatever the hell she just did.
No, it's not what I did, because I don't sound like Chewbacca. She does. So she sounds like Chewie when she yawns.
I'm going to talk about how you giggle.
I don't care. It's worth it.
I'm talking about how you giggle now.
It's worth it for everybody to know that you sound like Chewbacca.
Listen, it was worth it for you to do that impression. I am serious. I'm not going to lie. It was one of the greatest sounds I've ever heard. I don't know what it was, but it was fantastic.
It was like Tarzan was getting strangled.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, no, it's really adorable when she yawns, because she sounds like Chewbacca. It's cute.
Yeah.
It's cute. That is definitely one of the things that is endlessly adorable.
And then I love it when she gets giggly, but that's usually when she's like drunk from being tired.
I do get sleepy.
Yeah, she gets very sleepy drunk.
I do.
And then she just gets really giggly, and it is the cutest shit.
Anyway.
It is the cutest shit.
No.
It is the Snoop Dogg meme. It's like, this is the cutest shit I've ever seen. That's how it is. Of course, I mean, we're going to be here all day because you do cute shit all the time.
I don't. I'm not that cute.
She likes to be considered fierce.
I am fierce.
She is. She is, but she is, also, relentlessly adorable.
Fierce.
She's so cute.
Anyway, I don't know if there's any questions after that one. I think everybody just wanted us to talk about adorable habits, which is cute. That is cute, you guys.
And we are coming up to about dead on the time that we should be wrapping things up. So are there Is there anything that you would like to say to the people as we start to wind down this live stream?
Is there anything I want to say to the people?
Yeah.
I guess thanks for picking this as what you wanted to watch. I'm not entirely sure why.
That's really cool of you guys.
Hey, you said if I wanted to say something to the people,
it's fine.
why are you talking? So, thank you for picking this. That's kind of cool. I'm not entirely sure why you wanted to know the whole story, but it is after hearing it all put out like that, it does sound a bit like fanfic. So I see where the interest came from.
It's a good story.
But yeah, thanks for picking that because it's been fun coming on here and talking with you guys and laughing and all that fun stuff. So yeah, thanks for picking that.
Yeah, I was really really flattered. Oddly enough, I was like, well, between stuff related to something related to tarot, related to the Untamed, tarot related to Word of Honor, I was like, and then there was we sit down and talk. I was like, this is either it's either gonna be what gets chosen, clear and away, or it's just gonna flop really horribly.
It was my idea, like I suggested it.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes.
No.
I suggested maybe they want to hear about how we met because every time I'm on, they're always asking questions, and you were like, "Oh, that's a good idea. I'll throw it on there." Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Yeah. Okay.
See, this is why whenever we have a disagreement about a fact, we trust my memory. Because she has ADD.
Yeah, but then there are the times when I know.
It is extremely rare.
Without a doubt that I am remembering something correctly.
Yeah, but it is extremely rare.
And when I know, I know.
Yeah, but like 2 seconds ago, you knew that it wasn't my idea.
No. I'm talking like the dead ass certainty in which I would have, kept arguing with you out of that. No.
Who wins more arguments? We don't have arguments, not real ones. We have these kind of arguments.
Yeah.
And these are like 50-50. It depends on what's being argued about and who feels like bullshitting the most.
But in terms of like actual arguments, like, we get along way too well.
I was going to say like an actual fight.
Yeah.
Like, we don't.
We had like in the early years when I first moved here, like, and again I say the early years. So over the course of years, there were maybe like 2 or 3 instances where feelings wound up getting hurt, but it was purely by accident.
I was gonna say, I remember 2, and even then, I wouldn't even qualify them as like arguments because we don't fight. Both of us are confrontational averse.
Yes.
Neither one of us like yelling. Again, thank you, childhood. And things like that. Yeah, just, we don't mean real fights, just the disagreements.
Yeah.
Those really do go either way. They're just normal disagreements. Yeah. Fun married people bickering.
Yeah.
I don't know. Those just go either way. It really is 50-50.
It really does, yeah.
Because we don't even... Here, listen. We don't even do those bickering to win. We do those for the fun of the bickering.
I mean, I do it to win.
I mean, of course you do, Slytherin.
Yeah.
But I don't. I do it just for the fun of it. It's fun.
I mean, sometimes I do it because it's fun. I actually got into riling you up just to rile you up because that's what you would do to me. And I was like...
Because it's fun.
And and so now sometimes I do actually, I am cognizant enough to actually just rile you up, which is great.
And you guys are very welcome. All the people who were saying thank you for sharing the story, you're very welcome. Thank you for being nosy, Alice. Appreciate that.
Right? Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice to be appreciated.
No, yeah, I feel like it was a good...
Yes, Misha, it is big Slytherin energy. Just the very much, well, I'm in it to win it. Like, of course you are.
Yeah.
Slytherin.
Yeah.
Hey, Tilly! Yeah.
I know everyone's like, oh, you don't fight, then something's wrong. And I'm like, no, you're just straight.
Oh, gosh.
Honestly. It is possible to like the person...
Or you've been brainwashed by our society.
Or you're like really heavy into hetero society.
Who thinks that fighting is a sign of affection.
Yeah, or like fighting is a sign of... Or that just marriage inherently comes with fighting. And that was another reason why I'm actually really good that we kind of misinterpreted that one question and actual arguments came up. Because I feel like a relationship with someone is supposed to get... You're supposed to get better at it.
Yeah, not worse.
As it goes, not worse.
Not worse.
You're supposed to learn each other's, soft spot buttons, discuss the things that actually rub them the wrong way, and you wind up in a misunderstanding. You get better as you go. And then, because after those first initial years, when we really had each other figured out and how to live with each other, I mean... What else would you... Yeah, of course we don't fight. We know each other well enough.
Exactly, Tilly.
To be able to sidestep.
Yes. And I'm so glad to hear that, because we don't get that from people either. We get people who no one believes us when we say we don't fight. So it's nice to see Tilly and Rast
oh my God, no.
here with y'all husbands not fighting. Thank you.
That's also hilarious because in the beginning we were when I moved here, we were so happy for like a couple of years. We were so happy together. And it was so great that actually separately on our own, we were having anxiety about like, I'm so happy, but like,
is the other person
aren't we supposed to be? It's not supposed to be this like easy, right?
It was really
And we were each kind of off in our own anxiety thing for a little while about like, is something wrong? Am I the only happy one? Is she happy? Is something wrong? I think something might be. And then somehow it came about and we actually talked about it and it was like, oh no, you're as happy as I am.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna calm down. So yeah, there was also that.
Yeah, so that's definitely a thing. That's cute. I think that's about all the, this feels too good, I don't trust it energy.
Yeah.
Too
and
good
really,
to be true energy.
And given what society tells us about long-term relationships, I mean, it's only natural that we went through that, honestly.
Tilly, I love it. We are all friends. That's what we're doing here on this stream. We should all be friends.
Yeah, we kind of are. And that's also like why I'm really excited about the Discord. Because whenever we have a live stream, you guys have so much fun just talking amongst yourselves.
Yeah. So
that I'm like, oh, this is kind of fantastic. I feel like kind of like a proud mom when y'all are just talking amongst yourselves. Like, yes, love that for y'all. Start a Discord. I can't, but you can.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna get it. Imagine hearing our silly voices. Hey, you guys get to hear our silly voices, so.
And we have rather ridiculous ones.
Turnabout is fair play.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you want to say anything to anybody before the thing finished?
Yeah. I mean, no. I think you wound up. Covering it. Yeah.
I do that.
It is really nice that you guys wanted to hear this.
Is this gonna post?
This isn't going to post.
Is this gonna post to Patreon or something?
It's gonna post next week, because you guys are getting the preview of Wei Ying, right? And he shows up in the next Word of Honor reaction for episode 3, and that gets posted next week at Friday. So I want to keep Wei Ying a surprise. So it's gonna stay unlisted. So you should be able to come back and view it. I'll make sure and I'll post the link for you guys. You guys should be able to come back and watch it immediately.
Pisces Girl said they were late, so
you'll
be able to see it next week.
Yeah, I'll figure out a way for you guys to be able to see it over this next week, but it won't be public until next Friday.
And Tilly, I will keep that in mind about Discord. I might pick your brain here in a little bit, so thank you for that.
Yeah, that's right. You did offer that. Yeah.
I want to build
it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Why are you cute?
You're cute.
You're cute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think we are
cats are ridiculous.
Finally, at last, done. So
Woo!
I will be doing, the Tarot and Untamed and the Tarot and Word of Honor. I will be doing those. I'll be doing the Word of Honor one sooner, so it can be kind of like more of a prediction of what I think the characters kind of represent. And then, so that way I can do it later on and we can all laugh about how wrong I was. That kind of thing. So that Word of Honor and Tarot live stream will happen definitely in July. Maybe early July, but absolutely in July. And yeah, that's about it.
Yay.
Say goodbye. say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people. And thank you for today as well.
Right? Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, that's cool.
The people who have been here since 4, just listening to us
I know.
talk about things.
But that's
Thank
cool.
you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Yeah, God, we gotta stand. We gotta stand. We gotta get some dinner. We gotta just go about do things. Thank you for choosing the mascot. This is gonna be a perk for people for the people who turn up right when a stream starts. For the early birds, they will get to choose. They will get to vote on the mascot. That will be an early bird perk.
Mrs. and Mrs. Gaywatch. I like that. That's fun.
Yes. Ooh, that kind of has power to it.
You are so silly.
Anyway.
Thanks, Tilly.
Thank you.
And
Thank you guys for showing up. Keep an eye out for Patreon, etc., etc. And I will see you guys for the next live stream. Thank you guys so much. We will see you very soon.
Bye.